And as long as you've connected your Stinky Slinky or your Scooby-Doo correctly, you can get the Scooby-Doo through the Stinky Slinky and you're all done pretty easily. One of the things you got to do is the Stinky Slinky. Because you're dealing with things you don't want on your hands. I have, some people use disposable gloves. I have the same pair of gloves I always use, and I just don't use it for other things. You've got the hose itself. You've got one end that connects to an outlet on your RV. You've got the other end is just gonna connect to a sewer input in the ground. You wanna cap both ends of your hoses when they're not in use. Uncap both ends before you start connecting anything so that you're not suctioning anything or having any air pressure problems inside your trailer. You've just got teeth here that are going to connect onto the end of your tube. Here is going to look just like this. It's got little knobs. The teeth are going to grab onto it, and you're going to connect so that they lock in, and that's what's going to hold it in. Now on the other end, you don't just drop the hose in a hole and hope it doesn't come out. You want to secure it. So the pipe that's in the ground actually has threading on it. So you're going to thread this adapter into that threading, and then your hose actually goes into here and it's secure. It's not going to come out on it. Now we'll put the side wider under, and we can make sure it's going downhill so that anytime you empty, gravity is going to help with the emptying process. This doesn't have to be an intimidating process. It's like an accordion. You lay your hose down in and you can adjust, you can turn, you can have higher sections and lower sections. You also want to have a dedicated bucket just for sewer things so that it never ever gets mixed with anything else and nothing gets contaminated. Another key is you want to do all of this before you pull the slide out, because that will be a real pain to set up with the slide over your head. So you do this, then you hook up water and electric, and you let the folks inside pull the slide out and start getting going on all of their things. You've got waste from the commode, you got to empty that. And then you've got water from the showers and the sinks, and you're going to empty that second, and it's going to wash out anything that's in the line from that. And as long as you've connected your Stinky Slinky or your Scooby-Doo correctly, you can get the Scooby-Doo through the Stinky Slinky and you're all done pretty easily. So underneath you've got a couple of valves. This is the valve for your black tank. This is from your toilet. It's easy. You pull it and it starts coming here. So I'm going to pull this. Immediately it starts coming through here, and it's going now through the hose all the way down where we put it into the ground, and it's going into the sewer. You will want to check and make sure everything's connected tight down there and you're not leaking or anything. Once your black tank has stopped emptying, the way you know that is either you've got a clear connection here or a clear connection on the other end so you can see what's coming through, or you can just feel if you feel water still going through or if it's done. Once it's done, you're going to close it back up, and you've got a couple of options now. If you've got the black tank flush, you're going to want to start the black tank flush and let it run while you empty the other tanks. If you don't have black tank flush, you're now going to use the other tanks to flush out the line. So if you've got just a gray tank or a Galliana gray tank, I'm just going to open my next one. That's my gray tank. It's now flushing out the line, and anything that didn't go all the way down is now getting flushed out from shower water and bathroom sink water. So this is what it should look like on the other end. You've got a strong seal. You can see what's coming through. This is just gray tank coming through, and there's nothing leaking out. If something's leaking out, just go stop the, just go close the valve, fix, adjust, get it like it needs to be, and then open it back up and finish what you're doing. For the black tank flush, once you've emptied the black tank, we connected the black tank flush earlier. So we're gonna open that valve up so the water can get through. You might use a black hose or a gray hose, but a dark color hose to remind you it's not the drinking water. Now, what's happening inside my black tank right now is water's going in. It's activating some sprayers that are now spraying the sides of the tank, and as it fills up a little, it'll agitate that water in there. And then we'll empty the black tank again, do it a couple more times. Once we know that it's clean, then we've cleaned out the black tank and ready to go sit back up inside. Here's a tip from prior experience. When you're working on emptying your tanks, only work on emptying your tanks. That is not the time to play with your kids, talk to your neighbor, set up the fire. Only do the tanks. From prior experience, we know that if you're doing your black tank flush and not paying attention, it will overflow from the toilet.
There was poo.
And you've got a big mess to clean up. After your wife's already cleaned it up twice.
3 times actually.
Because you didn't know you had a valve issue. If you've not seen that one, make sure you go back and watch it. It's kind of funny now. It was not funny when we were trying to get set up for camp and start having our fun. But the issue was when we connected our black tank flush, there was a valve stuck inside. What the black tank flush does, you're sending water in, and it's actually got sprayers that are agitating the water that's in your black tank that comes from your toilet, and it just cleans out anything that's stuck on the sides, helps you flush it out, maintains a clean tank for you. What we didn't realize is that the agitators were going and water was filling up inside the tank. Well, eventually it's got to come out, and we didn't have the valves open outside, so it had to come out the toilet. That's why we had to do laundry 3 times. 3 overflows, 3 fun experiences. Once the galley and the gray tank and everything are empty, you just close them back up and you're done. Now, if you've got your black tank flush running, it's going inside the black tank. So after just a couple of minutes, open your black tank again, and what has been now cleaned up inside the black tank, now that's flowing out. Once you do that process a couple of times, you're done. Again, this doesn't have to be a big, overwhelming process. It's just emptying jugs of water. Some of them are dirty, more dirty than others. And as long as you've got good connections, you're never gonna encounter, you're never gonna have a Robin Williams moment. If you've not seen Robin Williams movie.
Oh dude, that is nasty.
Where he empties the RV tank.
Fire in the hole!
It's worth it just to see that.
Just waiting on you.
Scott?
That went well.
I won't keep that part in. If you've not seen that one, and maintains a great, trying to be friendly in the friendly places.
Yeah.
A tool for that. It looks like this.